Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the Footy Prime post-match show after Sunday's Premier League showcase, which finished Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 2. Happy to be joined by my Footy Prime partners in crime. A very
Good game.
understandably disappointed and disgruntled Jimmy Brennan to my right over here. What's up, Marbles? How are you?
Right.
We'll get to it. Thankfully, Craig Forrest is here. He's the energy and the balance that we're all used to on Footy Prime, the podcast, which if you haven't listened to us or you're finding us for the first time, you can listen to on Apple, Spotify, Google, and all regular podcast platforms. The show is produced by Dan Wong. He's in the bottom right. He also brings sense and commonality and curious questions to the show.
Very curious, by the way.
Hey, I got one right away. Richarlison at the end there, when he did that little dipsy-do, juggle the ball a couple times, what would have happened to him back in the day? Because that was a pretty light little takedown.
Well, I know another Brennan that would have done exactly the same thing.
A little harder, though, maybe? With a little elbow on the get-up?
Yeah, there probably would have been a little bit more, but you can't get away with that nowadays.
Game soft.
That's what's happened. Well, hey, man, Forrest fought pretty hard, and I think the scoreline reflects their effort because 3-0, which it could have been if not for Dean Henderson's penalty-saving heroics to deny Harry Kane a hat trick. 3-0 would have been unfair. I thought, Forrest really fought and hung with them, but the difference in quality is clear. Spurs are for real. And under Antonio Conte, God, that's 10 straight Premier League wins for Spurs.
Yeah, but that second goal as well. And Forrest, you know this, and if you were the keeper in that situation, you'd be losing your mind asking, how is Harry Kane unmarked in the box, one of the most deadliest strikers in the game, and he's getting a free header back stick with 4 defenders in front or just behind them, not marking anybody.
What a ball.
Oh, it was a great ball, wasn't it?
Absolute quality, yeah. But you're right, ball watching there, that was unfortunate, but put on a platter for him, wasn't it? And they've always got that. They got that. No matter how many chances another side is going to get, they always know they're going to have those chances. There's only 2 players now that have scored more goals in Premier League era than Harry Kane. It's quite incredible. We just tied, I think, Andy Cole 187 Premier League goals.
Yeah. But just look, it shows you the difference as well when you've got a world-class striker like that. You had 2 teams there were battling. Forrest were giving as much as they could, getting forward at them, trying to create opportunities. Tottenham defended well, but, two chances and all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. And saying that, I mean, Tottenham did have a few more chances throughout the game, but, he's so clinical in and around the box.
Got to say, the goalkeeper they brought in, because Samba was a real fan favorite, Jimmy, as you know, losing him, he was another turnover. Goalkeeper comes in. He's been playing really well outside of even the penalty saves. I think that's the first one Kane has missed. He had 21 straight Premier League penalties or something.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And he saved the one last week. He saved first 3 of 5 penalties in the Premier League. So
that's it
that he's faced.
Yeah. Saved Declan Rice last week. So, I mean, look, they've got to be delighted with him and obviously very fortunate to have got him signed and on loan. But he's something special. What a keeper he is. Even towards the end there, the last few saves that he was making, how big he comes out and shuts down angles, and he's brave as a lion. But what a great keeper. He's one for the future, that's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps playing like that. He'll be going back to Man U. He'll be getting games there for sure in time.
I thought you were going to say he'll be going to Qatar and playing for England.
Yeah. I like how he give the old little tip of the hat as well. Hey?
Yeah. Yeah, I like they showed the goalkeeper coach, and I forget his name, but around the penalties there. And at first look, I thought it was the referee. I'm like, I don't usually see the 4th official with a hat on. I'm like, he's wearing a Forrest hat. We always accused Howard Webb of wearing a United shirt under his referee top, but the referee's wearing a Forrest hat. No, that's wrong. It's a goalkeeper coach. But you're right. Dean Henderson made some incredible saves there, and the scoreline could have been a lot worse. But I think 2-0 was fair. And someone was saying in the chat here, I think it was Chris Rourke saying, even though Spurs won, Forrest deserved better. They're going to be a problem for everyone this season, and they are. I think that they are.
I agree with you. I think when you look at Forrest right now, what is it? 18 signings, I think. I mean, they even had a new signing that was sitting in the stands today.
Brennan Lodi. left back.
And it'll take them a little bit of time to gel together all these new players. And Forrest, you know firsthand as well, when you're in a club that's in a bit of a transition, a lot of new players coming in, it takes a little bit of time for players to settle and to figure out, everybody's characteristics, where they are on the pitch, what's their habits like. And it takes a little bit of time to adjust, but they seem to be moving in the right direction, and they do look dangerous when they go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody involved has to know that there's going to be some pain along the way. There's absolutely, at this level, they're going to play some pretty good games and walk away with nothing. And that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to be difficult for them. They're going to go through stretches where it's going to be tough, and that's the Premier League. But I think they're capable of dealing with it. And they have the experience and the signings and the technical ability, I think, to certainly stay in the Premier League. No question about that.
As a player, unless it's putting you out of a job, like Richie Larea, let's say, you must appreciate the ambition of the club. But at what point is it like, okay, come on, seriously? Like 18? Okay, Lodi's come available now at the end of it, but we're just trying to find our feet here. The season started, and it does feel like they're adding because they're capable, not necessarily adding with purpose.
Yeah, it could be tough. There's history of clubs that have done the same thing and not gone well.
Yeah, look, I know you said adding for me they're adding with purpose. They're bringing the right players in. You could see the quality of every single individual that they've brought in.
Yeah,
and the way that they play. But yeah, it does take a little bit of time. Do I think Forrest is going to be a team this season that's going to be in a relegation battle? I don't see it, and I can't see it at all.
Yeah.
I think, mid-table, like we said at the beginning of the year, I think they'll be mid-table and pushing on a little bit. But I think it's going to be a squad that they have right now. It's a young squad as well. The players that they brought in, they're a good age. And this is going to be a team that's going to be built on over the next number of years. And you're right. And like if I've been at Forest for 3 years or so, and all of a sudden I see all these players coming in, yeah, it puts pressure on me. But I know I've got to elevate my game if I want to play. And I want to be a part of the direction that the club's going in. So you either jump on the train or you get off.
Or you're kicked off it.
Or you're kicked off. You
Exactly.
got no choice. Yeah.
But you can see it. You can see the players elevating their game, and I'm sure everyone's feeling the pressure in moments, and it gets to them. And maybe that's what happened when Steve Cook found himself trailing back and thought, "Oh God, just throw the hand up." The hand of Steve Cook.
Yeah, silly mistake.
Could have cost them. Have you ever been in that position where your natural instinct just takes over and all of a sudden the arm goes where it shouldn't as a defender?
Yeah, of course. It happens quite a bit. I mean, you try to be discreet about it. I mean, not just put your hand flying in the air.
That was not cool.
Look to catch it. But you definitely try to be a little bit discreet.
You're not getting away with it now.
And VAR catches everything.
Can't get away with it.
It's very difficult. But one thing I think you've got to give credit to Spurs. I really like the way that they play. They've got a good squad. And aren't they dangerous going forward? Well, Jesus, pace and power, the rhythm in the game when they get going. They are definitely one of the top teams in the Premier League this year to watch.
Someone ran over Son's cap though. Like he looked pretty dejected coming out in like 75th minute. What does it need for him to not like? I'm always going. Of course, he hasn't scored this year. Is it just one goal to get him going and his body language changes? What are these strikers made of? I'm always confused.
Well, generally speaking, his body language is excellent. He doesn't really show much.
Yeah.
Right.
He's very, if anything, it's always very positive smile on his face. So, everybody can go through those times and moments, but. Interesting that Conte, great coach, obviously, when he speaks, he's very softly spoken. But I don't think he has an in-between. I think he's either freaking yelling. Like when there's a substitute, everybody's just yelling. It's just chaos all the time, organized chaos.
Yeah. Or he becomes so soft and you feel like, you're giving him the time. Like, oh, English is his third language. Like, okay, we'll just be he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's meticulous in his word selection. I think he is meticulous, but you're right. There's no in between, right?
No,
it's either I'd like an espresso, please, or like make the fucking substitution.
Right?
Yeah. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And the handshake's either a wet lettuce or it's a fucking Come here, you bastard.
To Wonger's point about Sonny's attitude or his mood, I mean, knowing that you have the depth that they do this season, I think everyone except Harry Kane feels as though they have to be on at all times. And Son has spoken before. He's someone that puts a lot of pressure on himself. He holds himself to a very, very high standard. And I think it would be better for him if occasionally it was Kane that came off for Richarlison. Right. And so he knows that or he may feel as though, shit, I didn't do this right. And now I've got 15 minutes less. But it's to Conte's credit, finding a way to get with all of their attacking options that they can start the four of them, Son, Kane, Perisic, and Kulusevski. I mean, that's incredible. I don't know if that's going to work against every opposition to play three at the back like that so that you can use Perisic on that left side. But that ball from Perisic for that headed goal, that to be honest, when they looked at VAR, I thought it may have been offside. That ball from Perisic is incredible and shows why you need to have as many of those guys on the pitch at one time as you can. And Conte's been able to do that.
You talking about Richarlison?
I was talking previously about Richarlison being like the next one off the bench. And so how Son must feel.
I was talking about the ball.
Were you talking about Richarlison's ball?
Yeah, you talking about Richarlison's ball to Harry Kane?
The header, was that not Perisic? Am I confusing players?
No, you're confusing the hell out of
Richarlison outside the boot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought that was Perisic's ball in. Perisic had one earlier then that I must be confusing, thinking it was on the end of that. Regardless, Perisic had a few that made you go, shit, that guy's good.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Yeah, he's good.
Wish he was on my left side. Okay.
Carrie Ryan's just saying, B, you're leading the league in Conte impressions. It's true. I think it's your best impression.
Yeah, I got a few on. It's amazing as a Portuguese Canadian that a lot of my Italianisms I think are better or stronger.
Hey, you said Conte speaks 3 languages. What's the English, Italian
and anger. Anger. That's the other one.
Oh,
no, I've heard him speaking Spanish before. Whether he certified as qualified to speak Spanish, whether he could secure low level employment or talk himself out of being arrested in Spanish, I'm not sure. But usually those guys that speak one of the Latin languages, they can speak one of the other ones.
If he was having a go at you in the dressing room, Jimmy, it would hurt just yelling at you. I think it would hurt physically. It's got something in it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good. I know myself. I might have a giggle because when they get angry, and a lot of time it's that broken English and they're struggling for the words or they misuse words, and I'm no good with things like that.
You'd be trying to get a close up of his hair transplant going, Jesus Christ, that's good. Man.
It really is good. It really is good. I was looking at that earlier.
You just see my hand going up to his head to touch it slowly
in the corner.
Run your fingers
as he's yelling me, "Calm down, baby, calm down."
You're like one of those chimpanzees taking the lice out, trying to find the right plug.
I would pay to see some of those exchanges, though. If you could be in the change room in a real game competitive situation with Conte, the way you laugh now and how you are as a person, I think, in comparison to how you may have been as a player, I would fucking pay for that. And I feel like he would always address you full name. He couldn't just call you Jimmy. It'd always be Jimmy Brennan. I
had a lot of managers that would say my full name for some reason. Always say my full name.
Really? Everyone else was David.
Yeah.
John. Jimmy Brennan.
Oh, JJ. Jimmy Brennan. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Even your mom does.
Yeah.
Seamus.
Has the ink dried on that contract, Jimmy Brennan?
Yeah, exactly. That was Nigel Worthington.
Oh, man. Well, the transfer window closes on Thursday. Would you be surprised if Forrest bring any more bodies?
Not right now, no. They're linked to everybody.
It's wild. They might be linked to more players than Manchester United.
Oh, yeah.
They've signed as many players in this transfer window as Manchester United are linked to in a single day, which is quite the feat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Clicking your pen.
Yeah, quick.
Just clicking their pen.
Jimmy, it's always me, isn't it?
It is. You're getting blamed again. I also wanted to pull. The most important thing about today was that I called a 2-0 final score, and Peter from Wainwright remembered that I was called Nostradamus. So there you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good
it's hard to give yourself a nickname, but I'll go with Nostradamus once again.
All right.
Producer Dan Wong, I wasn't going to forget to give you your credit, but you derailed me when you wanted to talk about Richarlison's keepy uppies and his blonde hair off the start.
Massimo brought it up too.
I barely
That was
able to
great.
get any talk in.
That was
Sorry,
great.
brother.
I had to giggle about that.
The keepy uppies?
Yeah, and
The
then
trickery?
then Brennan coming in there and flipping him.
Here's one to consider. I like Chris Rourke just threw this in here to get our reaction, but I mean, Jimmy, anything's possible. Ronaldo to Forrest? LOL.
Jesus.
Be bad
How,
luck.
if
Bad
he-
for
if-
Brennan.
If he went to Forest, how quick would you change from a Villa fan to Forest fan?
Well, I mean, come on. He plays in the Premier League at United. I'm not a United fan,
Yeah, you look at the results on it because he's there, don't you?
but I will. And I wake up at 7:30 in the morning because he's there. Yeah, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Right? No, fuck. Tell you that much. No, I always had Real Madrid on, even if there was a big 10 o'clock game. I'm always paying attention to him. He's a special player, and I've had 10 years of feeling like shit. When he retires, life won't be the same. So I'm definitely trying to soak in all these last few, especially in the Premier League, where I have a bit more, interest. It really didn't do much for me when he was going up against Huesca and Tenerife on a Sunday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
But when he's wearing that lime green fluorescent kit for United, there's something different about it.
He's in purgatory right now, though. No, like what's going to happen with him?
I think he's gonna leave. Is my bet, but I don't know.
Yeah, I do think he's going to leave as well. But I unlike last year where it went down to the wire or wire-ish, I guess. I forget how close it was to the deadline. Last week, right? I think. But it was a whirlwind 48 hours where we thought, oh my God, is he going to go to City? We do a show. He's going to go to City, wake up in the morning. He's going to United, who weren't in the conversation at all. This time around, I don't know. Sporting are in the Champions League. They've got an interesting draw. I really don't see him wanting to go back to Portugal now, though. That early link to Roma, I really thought that obviously they're not in the Champions League, but I can see him thinking this is a place I can stay for 3 years and then go to America. Get them to the Champions League next season, be involved 1-2 more seasons, and then go. But who knows? Jose doesn't stick around in jobs for that long, so that might not be a good move either.
And America, when he's 50?
That's what I was just thinking. What do
Like
you mean? He's going to go to another club, play for 3 years, 4 years, and then go to America?
he
I
looks like
think 3
Superman,
years.
but he's not.
No, I think he thinks I have 3 more years left to win another Champions League, and then I will go to America.
After 3 years.
That's
So
what I
he'll be
believe.
41?
He believes.
He'll be
Yes.
41.
Yes.
Mm.
He's going to look at Major League Soccer and look at the success that some of these players are having, especially now, and think I can do that. I thought I had to go at 40. I can go at 44.
Jimmy's
I
giving
can go
you
at 42.
Jimmy's giving you a dubious look.
Probably because he knows that somehow I turned this post-match Forest 0 Tottenham 2 show into a Cristiano Ronaldo going where. So,
Yeah, that's part of it. One, we turned it into the Ronaldo show.
Yeah.
And two, you're talking shite. He's not going to be going to MLS at 43 years old.
I didn't say going at 43, but playing at 43. I said 3 more years in the Champions League, he believes. So we're discounting this year unless he ends up on a Champions League team.
And
But
in
I can see-
2035, he's going to be playing in the Middle East.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Javenko again.
There might be an
Yeah.
emerging league with China. I don't know what his business
He'll
connection
be
is in China.
65 years age.
Yeah,
There's
getting
that
his
50-year-old
pension,
guy.
bus
There's
pass.
that 50-year-old guy. We'll bring it up on this just in when we do the podcast later. The 50-year-old guy in Japan that was playing second division, still playing second division at 54 years old. You're telling me Ronaldo's not thinking there's got to be somewhere?
Who's the French keeper who played late Kreger? Wasn't there a
French
French keeper?
There was an Italian one. Dino Zoff
Italian.
won the World
Yeah,
Cup at
Dino Zoff,
40.
sorry. Yeah.
But that's a different position.
Yeah.
You're not running around like a lunatic.
No, it is different. Well, we're gonna run into our next show, so we should put a bow on this one. But I'm really enjoying these post games. And did you see the fixture list? What we got next week, Wonger?
I didn't.
At 11:30 on Sunday next week.
Should be excited. Brentford.
It's Manchester United, Arsenal.
Oh, even more excited.
So you got one team that thinks they should be in the Champions League and competing for titles, and one team that, holy shit, thinks they should be in the Champions League and might actually be competing for a title.
Also pretty cool seeing Jimmy Brennan's namesake, Brennan Johnson, playing out there today.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And kicking
Richarlison.
Richarlison. Nice.
I thought that was
not a boy. Gets that from his old man.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, you know what? That's very similar to his dad. He
Yeah.
would have done the same thing.
I think everybody would have done the same thing.
I think that's why he got a yellow instead. Because I mean, really, it could have been a red. I mean, he's not playing the ball. He's going into basically everybody. I think even at VAR they were kind of like, yeah, I want to showboat. Well, then it was get a little bit of old time football.
We'll talk about
old English tackle.
Yeah,
a couple of red cards and some wild challenges in Major League Soccer that we'll get to on this just in. But last thing I want to say on Forrest, Jimmy, they're spending all this money on transfers. Don't they need a shirt sponsor? Because for as clean as that top is, it looks incomplete. Looks like it's buffering.
Yeah, when he's got all that money, he doesn't need one.
After they register all the players, then they'll get some sponsor on there.
Then they'll probably get something. I'm sure they're lined up. Maybe Labatt's. Bring the old Labatt's again.
I hope they know the owner and his background. I hope he doesn't turn out to be some yeah, by the way, he's got no freaking money. He just a Greek guy on holiday.
Well, they haven't had I haven't seen the away strip yet that looks like the Greek national team. So at least they're better than Newcastle. At least they're not going with the owner's kit. We'll get to that on this just in our Footy Prime podcast Sunday night offering. But thanks for checking out our Matchday live show. We'll be back next Sunday for Arsenal Manchester United. And Jimmy, thanks for making time, buddy, on what I know was a painful afternoon watching Forrest drop one. But as we all said, buddy, they're going to have a good season.
You Reds.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.